Okay. That's right, we gotta get back to Fior. I never did yet, it's just burning. And just waiting for me. Can't warp there either, there's no fast travel available right now. What in tornation is happening over there? Oh, well, that is not what I intended. He did not land on any of those branches.
People settled these lands in the name of freedom. It took 50 years, but our oppressors caught up to us. I hate living in interesting times.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Again and again they strike.
And again and again. And then again after that. Oh. Have I been here? Oh, I have. They just... Ooh. I mean, don't mind if I do.
Let's set out. We've tarried long enough. I thought you did quite well under the circumstances. Good news, envoy. We captured a prisoner and he's all yours.
There's the city. Thank goodness.
Envoy, over it. I see you avoided the carnage. A few of your countrymen, well, let's say they didn't know any better.
You may have beaten us today, but it's only a matter of time before Emerald Stair bends the knee.
Shut up already. Since the two of you are kin, I thought maybe you could help squeeze some information out of him. Sure, he talks. Not that he says anything useful. What we know is this. The Steel Garrote marched on Emerald Stair. We're pretty sure they wanted to set us to the torch.
And you taught them the error of their ways. Well done.
Just doing my job. Same as you. What I don't understand is why they came unprepared. Few soldiers, even fewer supplies.
Probably gotta kick their ass.
If the Steel Garrote wanted to start a fire, they sure didn't pack a lot of firepower.
That was you?
Well, that's one question down. I'm sure the governor will want to thank you himself. As for our friend here...
It doesn't matter what you do to me. The living lands will be brought to heel.
Now listen. I am a patient man. But if you don't give us some answers, the envoy here is going to rip you in half. I'm not looking forward to cleaning up the mess, so you can help me by telling us what we want to know.
Your threats are wasted, cur. I have nothing to hide. Inquisitor Ludwig gave the order to march on Fior Mesiverno. Of course not. Hilgard lacks the spine to make the hard calls. Emerald Stair's on the precipice of disaster. Crops have failed, the townsfolk are defiant, and it's only gotten worse.
I fail to see how attacking my city helps the situation.
The coast is the only habitable corner in the living lands. We can unite as one people, or let the wilderness take us. What choice do we have? Tradition led this place to its doom. Better that it burn, and the people start again.
That is, without a doubt, the worst justification for a war crime that I have ever heard.
Speaking from experience, people don't usually unite as one after you've attacked their home.
Ludwig tried to hasten the inevitable. Nothing more.
Ah, now that is what I call a thorough confession. What do you want to do with him? As an adherent, I trust you know how to handle it by the book.
Probably ask for their advice. But I assume that if I didn't attack that encampment they were hiding near the waterfall, that this would have been a lot worse for Fior. That's kind of interesting.
Violence is the language of the Steel Garrote. Nothing less will get through to them.
I say throw back the little ones if they're not in a position to do more harm. Besides, he's probably more scared of what'll happen if you don't kill him.
Your call, Envoy.
Oh, man. I really haven't been doing this, like, violently in this character. I just feel like it would be out of character for me to execute him right now. We know for a fact he just confirmed for sure that Heelguard was not in on this. So, sending to the embassy isn't a bad option. That way, you know, maybe... You know, Heelguard won't think I just killed a member of the Steel Garrote for no reason. We can interrogate him there further, maybe. Let's send him back.
See to it myself. Too bad the road to Paradise is in bad shape. Our wagon might hit a bump or two.
Okay.
As much as I want to rip his soul apart, maybe he's more useful to us.
Yeah, maybe we can get more info.
But you can't send me back to Ludwig. Don't you know what she does to people who fail her?
I can't wait to find out. See you around.
Okay, sounds like I made the right choice.
Thanks again.
A fate worse than death, perhaps. But fate nonetheless.
Good call. He's Ludwig's problem. Not worth getting your hands dirty.
Envoy, I owe you my gratitude, and perhaps an apology. They tell me you're the reason our city is standing. You took care of the Steel Garrote before they could cause any serious damage. We're keeping the sentries on high alert, but there's been no sign of a second wave yet.
No doubt your Inquisitor is aware of what happened here. You've made a powerful enemy.
I don't think she knows the meaning of the word. As for us, we're still standing, but our enemies have little patience for failure.
We agree on one thing. The Steel Garrote have declared war on the Living Lands.
Call it what you like. This is an invasion of our sovereign territory.
What happened here is no coincidence. Their forces already have an unshakable grip on Paradise. Today marks a notable victory, but we've only bought ourselves time, not salvation. Tell us, what of your research into the Dream Scourge? Assuming our governor wants to hear it.
I may have spoken in haste before.
Pardon?
The very notion that the Dream Scourge had blighted our farms, it was too awful to acknowledge.
Are you being serious right now?
I am. The sanctuary my family built was falling apart on my watch, and I wasn't strong enough to bear it. Not for me, perhaps. You must understand. My mother is the Dream Scourge. I hoped against reason that she might recover, But her mind grew as blighted as her lands. To face reality would mean upending my city, throwing order into chaos, and admitting she was truly gone. I'm so sorry, Giata.
Don't waste your apologies on me. This changes nothing between us.
I don't expect your forgiveness, but I will do everything in my power to make this right. Whatever you have to say, I'm ready to hear it.
You want me to do the talking? Very well. The evidence is clear. The Living Lands is on the edge of an ecological disaster, both physically and
Yeah, she should tell him, since she should have her
We
moment.
know the origin of the Dream Scourge. By following it back to the source, perhaps we can reverse the damage. Now for the bad news. An undiscovered god rests in the heart of this island. Until we know more about its nature, we are powerless to stop it.
But this is madness. When I said I was ready for the truth, I didn't mean... Quilici, tell him it's madness.
Envoy, is it true?
You truly think you can find a god? I said I'd keep an open mind, but this is a bit much.
First the Dream Scourge, then the Steel Garrote, and now, what does this god of yours want us to do? Pray?
This is no time for a theological discussion. Our survival hangs on a knife's edge. We can't remain in Emerald Stair.
But we can return someday. Rebuild your father's legacy. We should relocate to Thirdborn. It's the only settlement that can take us all.
No. I say we go to Paradise. Exactly. As long as we are Animancers, the adherents will pursue us to the ends of the earth. Instead, we lay low, hide in plain sight, let them believe we're beaten, and bide our time.
While we hide, the Dream Scourge will tear this island apart. At least in Thirdborn, we can practice animancy freely. We can't gamble with our existence. The political climate of the Living Lands is too dangerous.
I've got to make this decision. Ugh, let me ask my homies here.
Thirdborn has its own problems. Paradise is more secure, but it would mean living under Adiran rule.
Well, that's what they just said.
I don't like our options, but that shouldn't stop us from committing to one.
What about Kai?
Thirdborn's full of hardy types. Lots of former soldiers and mercenaries. A rough bunch, but good to have at your back.
Thirdborn makes more sense to me already before.
Farther from the Steel Garrote's base of operations. That's where I'd make my stand.
Kai is a soldier. He's been out in the weeds. Giata is a brilliant animancer, but she knows less about war. I think if I were going to take anybody's advice, not only that, but the governor, his fucking ideas so far have been fucking terrible. I think I'd rather hide them in Thirdborn. I was already leaning more towards Thirdborn before asking them, but I think after that, yeah.
We'll be proud to lend our strength to theirs, as Animancers and as fellow expatriates.
I have my misgivings, but you helped my father leave the Republics. I trust you to help us again. What of you, Envoy? Where does the hunt for the Dream Scourge take you next?
Oh, I do.
Yardsley? Don't tell me you are getting swept up in all of this.
Oh, really? You should know better, darling. Any talk of the Akita, and I will appear. If you're looking for the garden, I can probably lead the way. You're already aware that I'm the foremost Akitan scholar in the Living Lands, and...
Godless scholar, my dear. No one outside of academia uses their proper name.
Ah, right. Layman's terms. Thank you, darling. Well, to make a long story short, I think I can lead you to the garden. 30 years of research, and I think the answer lies in a ruin called Nakukubel, which is in Shatterscarp. So we've got to get there now. Though the city was saved, my research wasn't, which means the Steel Garrote knows just as much as we do. Wait. If they know as much as we do, they know to go to Shatterscarp too. Oh no. I've got to warn Temerity. Meet me in Thirdborn, all right? You can't miss it. It's the only bit of civilization in Shatterscarp, if you can call it that. I'll finish getting ready here and just meet you there.
Ugh, what a whirlwind. God, I love that tiny woman. Oh, a gentleman never tells. She's a feisty one. Almost makes me feel young again.
Oh my god.
I am officially putting a stop to this line of questioning. Keep it in the bedroom. For what it's worth, I vouch for Yatsley. She's a good friend and a bad influence. Right now, we could use both.
There's a gate to the north, which will take you to Shatterscarp. It's guarded by some of our best rangers.
Okay.
I'll make sure they grant you safe passage. May the gods protect you.
If we're supposed to go to a new area, then you know what that means.
Lands with a friend. What more could I ask for?
We've got to finish
Back to Shatterscarp.
investigating this area then.
I saw the Steel Garrote chasing him down.
He's fine. Shaken. Terrified. Fine.
Welcome back.
Well, you seem in good spirits. See it coming. Okay. Let's just check all these guys. No, nothing really. Nothing I really need super hard from there. Lockpicks now, I can always use that. Got 90 of them now, let's go. Alright. What's this dude selling? More lockpicks, I will take more of them. Oh, I thought I had 90 lockpicks, I was looking at the wrong thing. And I will take more materials, always. Let me see. How many lockpicks do I got? That's a good question. Oh, they're probably here, actually. 92. Okay, even better. Well, what do I have left to do for missions, then? The totems. Man, I didn't even get the totems here, which is fine, because I've got one active right now, but... Totem core. In an ancient tower. Alright, and then this needs to be done over time. I've got 2 maps. Oh, and that's it. Oh. Although I think a lot of this area, yeah, I have not mapped out a lot of this area. So we have quite a bit of homesteading to do here. But Naku Tzedek should be done, which is good. Let me go back to camp real quick and just check all my inventory now that I can warp again. Need to see where I'm at with my progression here. For leveling shit up. Any things to say?
Envoy, it's clear that no matter what happened, these people couldn't stay in Fior. Just not sure you did the right thing. These people won't survive long in a place like Thirdborn. Maybe you're right. I know less about animancy than I do about Zara poetry. I wish them luck. Shatterscarp won't make it easy. Right, changing the subject. Fine. You've been patient enough, I suppose. Right. Solace isn't an easy place to live. The food is stale and meager. The water tastes like steel and old meat. Everyone knows everyone else. No privacy, no silence, no time to yourself. You understand. Good. Solace is a walled keep in the harshest region of the lands. Isolated is an understatement. Honestly, all of that was fine. But there was a peculiar kind of silence I didn't love. I have only the faintest memories of my parents, which was fine. I had friends and mentors and trainers and elders. When I asked about my real parents, though, they just told me I was safe now, and that the Wardens were my family. I never knew if my parents were alive or dead. I like to assume that they had died fighting some giant monster in the Tusks, but no one would say. When I asked for more, they changed the subject, like I wasn't worthy of a backstory. I mean, I know the important part. I'm from Solace, for whatever that's worth. My oldest memories are of Solace. My oldest friend is from there. Right. You asked. Ask what? More interesting than Fjord being attacked? I wonder. Right. Changing the subject. Thanks for talking.
Interesting.
I've been meaning to tell you something. Sending my people to Thirdborn. It's a good arrangement. They get a roof over their heads. The city gets animancers. And everyone gets along. For once. My people have had a difficult journey ahead of them. In more ways than one. But it feels good knowing there's a destination. So yes, I have a good reason to feel cheerful. Look, I know you didn't come to this island to help us. And yet you were here when others would have looked away. Despite everything that happened, it means a lot. We all deserve better. But fate decided otherwise. Well, onward to better things. If you need anything, you know where to find me. Go on then. Don't be shy. Well, my future is in shambles, and I have no idea what to do next. Oh, and my home is under attack by the acolytes of an insane witch god. Apart from that, fine. Truthfully, I'm a bit lost. Leaving Fjord Messiverno was supposed to be liberating. We've seen and done incredible things, but I'm no closer to finishing my family's work. What I'm up against is much bigger than either of us. Through animancy, I can harness the wild essence of the living lands and put it to good use. But what if I tried, only to have it lash out and destroy me? I'd be no better off than my parents. The dream scourge is infecting our Adra, holding back my work. Until I understand it, until I can control it, I can't do anything. I'm useless. I'm nothing. I hope you're right. I really do. Quilici always told me to slow down, to stop and appreciate the land I'm trying so hard to fix. But how can I slow down when I only have one lifetime to get this right? I'll find answers in the garden. For better or worse.
Careful, you sound like your mom now. And that is what did her in. Oh. Something new?
Envoy? Gods, I can't believe what's happening around here. Fior was attacked when we weren't looking. It's a miracle it's still there. Teeth, fingers, toes, arms, that freaky Bleste mask she's always wearing. All of it. I'm sure we'll all get our chance soon enough. Right. Changing the subject? If I must.
Yeah. Fuck Ludwin. Alright, we came here for this, though. I mean, I can level up a pistol, but I think I was waiting to level... Yeah, that's right. I was waiting to level this up. And what am I looking at here? What am I missing? I need more Admeth's wort, which I can't make right now. And I need more Stelgar leather, which I can make one. So we will make one. Okay. Not too bad, not too bad. Yeah, we're gonna wait. We're gonna get this leveled up, and then we'll go back to the pistol. We'll work on that.
I hope Thirdborn is a good community for my people. They've been through a lot.
I hope so too.
It's a rough town, but it's not all bad, assuming they're willing to pull their weight.
It should be fine. All right. Well, we gotta clear the map. If I'm supposed to leave this area and go to the next one, you know what that means. Time to do some clearing. Whoa, what's going on over here? I saw you. You ain't fooling me. Cheeky little fuck. How'd that work for you? Fucker. Jesus. Sorry. I guess I can't get up there. Can't get up there. It's fine. I'm just making sure. This could get messy. Aye, aye, Capitan. Thought you said the rest would follow. I need spring berries. Hopefully I got some. Although I think grog heals it too, right? Cures, yeah. We'll take it. Close to leveling up again. That'd be awesome. Not sure what to level up. I gotta look at my tree once we get there. Got a few options, that's for sure. Well, look what I found, huh? Oh! It's a trinket! What does that one do? Reduces cooldown for second wind by 15%. No, I'll sell that. That's not a bad trinket, but like compared to finding 20% extra gold on shit, like that's... Nah. Unless I find something that really, really like is specific for my build. But I don't intend to be going down that often, you know? This area will take a while to map out, but we'll get it done. Like we always do. Hoping I find another rare pistol, that'd be pretty badass. Alright, we've been through here. So let's go this way. Holy shit. Fucking with the wrong guy. What I thought. How much XP am I missing here? I just need 143 more XP. It's not much at all. Check over here. Oh, nice. Another fast travel.
Anything we build lower is subject to the whims of nature.
Long way down. Alright, I've been there before though, right? I think so. I think I've gone up the side of this mountain before. Just don't remember. I didn't come this way apparently though. At least not immediately here. Okay, so for more or less, I've mapped this shit out now. I have to check that ranger outpost at some point. Might be where one of those totem pieces are. Be interesting. I've been here, right? It says that on the map I've been in this area. I don't really recall this spiral staircase, though. I mean, maybe I've been here. It's just this area is so big. Well, these pots are broken, which tells me I probably was at the bottom of these stairs at some point. Maybe I didn't go to the top of them, is why I don't remember. But there's nothing really here. God, the environmental design and everything and how it all flows is so cool in this game. Right, and that's the campsite, so I do kind of remember coming up here and then seeing the campsite. Oh. He has some... Oh, Delimgan, huh? Out of here. You have to try harder than that. So now I just need 118 more XP. Easy. It's most of that area cleared out finally, yeah. Okay, so I definitely haven't checked out this outpost before. Anything here? Can't go through the bush.
I would have expected them to be better equipped. Not that I'm complaining. Muddy! Bloodthirsty fools!
Steel Garrote, this guy fucked up. See, he was saying they weren't better equipped. That's because I fucking shut that shit down on their camp. That is so cool that my choice actually mattered there. I wonder if they'd all be, like, almost wiped out had I not done that.
Small. Vertical advantage. Like a crow's nest. These rangers know their stuff.
I could go for some sako right about now.
port in a storm. Or shrine. Wonder if Helia answered them.
Sure looks like it to me. A lot of them are still alive.
Beacons are lit. Fjord's Rangers are better organized than they look.
Is this a memory? No way.
I'm going to miss this place.
Do I get like a... Well, we'll see. Last time they gave me a perfect increase, I think, to my health or something when I checked one of these out. That would be awesome if they did it again. I gotta sell that trinket. Ancient memory. Look at that. I didn't expect to find that up here. It wasn't on the map.
Here before. The distant winds breathe soft across your skin too. Cold fog pools in a valley, dripping down from the hips of the mountains. The haze obscures a murder. Now our memory is a wound, reopened. It didn't have to die. Twin stars fall through night and collide beside the sea. Nekad and Enhekala, the arc of one bright light obliterates the other. You are Enhekala, a Tabaru Sinakis. You speak for the garden, and for us, the gardener. You have not seen Nekad for 10 years on the day you come to blows. Which memory of him is true? You fought often and bitterly. But who was Nekad to us in Hekala? Help us to remember. Nekad, your pole star, a piercing luminance toward which your access could not help but point. Always ahead of you, always out of reach. Did you hate him? Your ambivalence infuriated him. You exploited his rage and won. He taught us too. What did Nekad learn from us? You should both have been afraid. There was a disaster. In a temper, we did something terrible. Many of our people died. It was why you built it. Naku Tedek. But in Hekala, what did we do? The flood took a village with it. We recall a shard of memory. A wave, like a towering wall, high enough to shake the moon. We ran to the hills, but the stinging water followed us. We drowned alone. We looked with horror upon what we had done. How could you bear to speak to us? Your pride only shamed us more. What havoc had we wrought before that this disaster would bring you joy? After the crisis passed, the people wailed in agony. Did the dead forever wander the nothing of the in-between? You proposed an easy road for their souls to travel on, Naku Tedek, where you returned the dying to the Adra, and their bodies to the soil. revealing. We should like that to be our way. Yet Nikad, your rival, opposed Nakutetik's construction with his every breath and word. How could he despise your mission? We do not remember why.
What's up, Dante? How you doing?
For generations, his order
You're
had
alive?
control of our people's past.
I'm doing well. Just chilling.
God feared that Tabaru Sinakis would make them obsolete.
Enjoying the game so far.
Your rival, Nikad, was a storykeeper, and our people's stories say that your souls are wild things. Your souls leave your bodies and run free across the land to enter death and return to life in their own time. So it has been, and so Nikad believed it should always be. Why did you betray him? Trust, faith, willingness to concede that
This game is called Avowed.
this is what
Oh, they actually let me add a comment now? They didn't before. I typed it in there. That's the name of the game.
and understood what you had built. What did Nikad do? He cornered you in an alley. He shoved you into a wall. He begged to know why he stole true reincarnation from the people. His tears shone. He did not wait for you to answer. He pulled a knife from his belt. The torchlight flickered on the steel. He held it to your throat. What did you do, Enhekala, when your rival threatened your life? We remember. Steel on steel. A spurt of blood. A sound of pain. You stood over him and wept. Could he have been right about you? One more thing, Enhekala. What did you feel as he died? You planted a tree near Nakutetik to remember him by. As it grew, we learned that we should not pass judgment, but observe. We twine together. We reach for the sky. We grow. We grow. We grow.
Oh, maximum essence increased by 10%. That's pretty useful. And more XP. Let's go. I like, what's up? It has interesting artwork. I agree. I like it a lot. I like that I kind of shape my, like, characters' backgrounds with those points in the game. I don't know how significant that'll be later on, but it is pretty cool. I like it a lot. It's just fun. So what am I looking at? More critical hit chance or increase range weapon damage against unaware. I'd rather have more critical hit chance for now. We'll get that, and then we'll work on more of these later. Do the choices have consequences? So that right there, those little memory sections, I don't know yet, because it might be too early to say. I have a feeling maybe towards the end of the game, it will be, but yes, some choices actually do have consequences. Like if you look over there, the main town of this area of the map got attacked. That's why it's on fire. But apparently the attack wasn't as good as it could have been because I found the encampment of the people who were planning the attack, and I had the choice to like walk away and like not do anything about it, or kind of side with them, or I could have stopped them, which I did. I killed all of them. And I found out later that the attack wasn't as strong as it could have been. So I don't know because I'm only playing the game for the first time, but I'm assuming there would have been a lot less survivors, and the way that the story played out would have been different. So far, yeah, I'm gonna say that the choices seem to have actual consequences, and I appreciate that. This game was made by Obsidian. They're the people who did Knights of the Old Republic, Star Wars. So that's why there's kind of like a similarity to that stuff. It says there's a corpse over there on the map. How do I get to that? I want to loot it. So far, I'm going to say, yeah, it seems like the choices have some consequences. I don't know how like big the consequences are in comparison, like I said. I think that they tried to make it so that they had consequences, but nothing that would like lock you out of too much, because they're trying to give you the best of both worlds, but... Where's the corpse? It's above me now. Oh. I don't know if I was supposed to come from this way, but made it work. I like the game so far, though. The game really kind of harkens to a simpler era of gaming, like the 2000s. This reminds me of like a 2000s game, like in the best way. Like it's so simple and fun. You definitely heard of the game. Knights of the Old Republic is your fiance's go-to game, really. I love Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. I beat the Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2. I actually beat the first one recently. I only played the second one when I was younger. I only played a little bit of the first one, but I revisited the first one just a couple of years ago. And it holds up. The game is so good. Like, for a game series to hold up that well after so many years, because that's like, those games are from the original, like, Xbox era. So, like, PS2 and shit like that. Like, they're old now. And they're really, really good. But yeah, if your fiance likes those games, then, I don't know if he's already playing this or if he knows about it, but definitely tell him about this if he doesn't know already. He would really enjoy this. Because, the formula is so similar as far as the dialogue and, like, how the consequences of your actions work and stuff. It's very, very similar. Obviously, the combat and everything is different. Knights of the Old Republic is a little bit more, I don't want to say uninvolved, but, this is, like, more real-time combat as opposed to Knights of the Old Republic kind of has, like, queued combat. It's not turn-based, but, it's like you queue up attacks in Knights of the Old Republic. So it's still very cool, though. I still love that game. The way the combat worked was really awesome. This is different. Not that one is better than the other, but it's just different. This is way more action-based, for sure. But yeah, Obsidian's the shit. Yeah, you'll recommend? Cool. Yeah, I don't know if you're into, like, fantasy RPGs and stuff like that, but you probably like this too, if it's like your cup of tea. What kind of games do you usually play? Do you play stuff that's similar to what your fiance likes, or are you kind of into your own thing? Because my girlfriend and I, we have fairly similar tastes, but there's a few kind of games that she plays that I'm not super into, and then vice versa. Although she's much more open-minded than me when it comes to playing games. She'll play more stuff than I will. Bit of both? Okay, cool. Yeah, it's good to be open-minded and just try a little bit of everything, isn't it? And I'll try anything once, usually, as far as genre goes, but once I... But a game's got to make a pretty good first impression on me. Usually if I'm not hooked right away, then I don't always give it a chance. It depends, though. It really depends. Okay, so I've been here. So I've just got to check this. And then I haven't checked all of Lake Lacuna, which is kind of crazy, because I thought I did. Yeah, right now I'm just clearing out the map. I actually did all the main mission stuff here. I'm supposed to go to the, like, this map right here. This is only one area of the game. Like right now I'm here. I already cleared out this area. This is where you start the game. I'm trying to clear out this whole area, and then I'm supposed to go somewhere else. You like the consequence option? They did it in Dragon Age and Mass Effect, but throughout the series. Yes, man, I started Mass Effect and I need to get back to it. Mass Effect was a game I did not like so much as a kid, not because of the consequences or the dialogue, because all of that was good. I didn't like how the cover system worked, but that's because I came from Gears of War, that, you know, arguably had a more fine-tuned cover system, but then I realized the cover system wasn't even bad in Mass Effect. It was actually really good. It was just different. And my issue, it was a me thing, was I didn't like different. You know what I'm trying to say? So I didn't give it a fair enough chance. So I'm gonna come back to that one, and I'm gonna play Mass Effect again, because I respect the options and the dialogue and how good the writing is, and I love the characters so far from the little bit that I did play. So, but I haven't played a lot. Like, I was only a few hours in. But I do own the. I mean, yeah, it's a me thing though. It wasn't the game's fault. It was really just me being way too harsh on it for no reason. I was a teenager. To be fair, I was very harsh, and it was. I mean, I'm very opinionated nowadays, but I think I'm a little more fair, like looking at it like from different perspectives. Like, Mass Effect was a good game. I didn't give it enough credit for sure. I'm gonna come back to it. I own the collection, the first 3, so. It's just a matter of me playing, and maybe I'll do it on stream. I don't know though, just because with Mass Effect, I don't know how interesting it'll be for people to watch. I think, like, you know, some people would be interested in watching it, but overall, I don't know. Those kind of RPGs are always like a hit and miss on streams, but I would still love to play it for myself, you know, in my own time. I just beat Metaphor Ray Fantagio off stream, and that game was beautiful. I'm so happy I played that. I'm sad it's over. Like, now I like don't know what to do with myself. It was so involved and it was so long.
Another win.
It was just so good. Yeah, Metaphor was. I can definitely see why everyone was hyping it up. It was a great game. It would help if I hit my shots, right? You'd watch it just to see what choices I make? Yeah, I think that's the biggest appeal, right? Yeah, maybe one day in the future, for sure. I don't know what I'm going to be playing after this. I've got to think about it. Yeah, I've got to... Because I've got all these games in my library, just, like... I have hundreds of games I haven't beaten that I bought over the years because they were on sale and shit. And I'm just one of those people, I keep stockpiling all these games, but I'm never beating them, you know? Like, I've got a lot of options. I just don't want to play something bad on stream because I don't like to discontinue a playthrough unless the game is completely unplayable or like just not worth my time. But, you know, lately I've had some games, like I just played Doom. I played Doom 2016, which was awesome, but then I played Doom Eternal, the sequel, and that game fucking sucked. Like, you can see it on my YouTube, the VOD's on there, but don't watch it. I was just raging for half of it because it was so bad. I don't know how they made the sequel so bad when the original was so good, but they found a way. They found a way, but I kept with it because it felt weird. I was trying to prepare myself because I wanted to play Doom: The Dark Ages, which is coming out in May. So I kind of played it just so I was like, you know, caught up. But also, I feel like if I don't beat the whole game, then somebody will say, "Oh, but you didn't even get to this point, so you can't say that it was bad because you didn't, you know." But I beat the whole game. I'll say it was pretty mediocre. Doom Eternal was a far cry from the first one. I don't know how they screwed the formula up so badly. The problem with Doom Eternal was in the first game, you had they kind of like said like, hey, you can do this to like, you know, make the game easier or play this way, but like obviously there was some freedom to how you play, which was how the original Doom was always intended to be. You know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't be forced to use a certain weapon. You know what I mean? If you want to use a weapon to make the game easier or whatever, you had the option, but the other weapons were still balanced and there was like choices. In Doom Eternal, they were like, if you don't use these certain weapons at these certain points in times, you're pretty much fucked. And it was like, I didn't appreciate that. I didn't like that at all. Creative differences, yeah. It's just... I don't think you should lock somebody into playing the game a certain way. There's some genres where that works, but... What level am I in this game? I am level 15. I just got to level 15. So, I'm still early in the game, obviously. I'm only in Fior Mesiverno, but I'm trying to clear out the map, Mike, and also welcome. How you doing? I'm trying to clear out the map and just make sure that I got everything here. I did that with Dawn Shore. Now I'm trying to make sure I'm doing that with Emerald Stair. So your level mine might have to dip. Hey, I understand it, man. Don't spoil the game for yourself, homie. For sure. This game, oh, thank you for the like, by the way. This game is so fun. I definitely wouldn't want you to spoil anything for yourself, man. Story-wise or whatever, or like, you know, loot-wise. It's awesome though, huh? Are you enjoying it? Are you enjoying it, Mike? Yeah, mind you, there's a difference between learning the weapon and forcing to be used. Yep. And yeah, you like the game, Mike? Yeah, I agree. The game is fucking awesome. It's so fun. A lot of variety in how to game. Yeah, and like I have no problem with them wanting variety. I understand wanting your gamers to use like a variety of ways, but making me, you know, forced to use it, it's like, but it's like, it's also like, bro, you make a, like, so in the first game, the shotgun's super fun. So to give you an example, I'll try not to make this long-winded, but you know, just long story short, in the first game, every time you get an ammo upgrade, it'll give you a certain amount of ammo. Like, so let's say you had 20 shotgun shells at the beginning of the first game. That's your max ammo. The next upgrade you get will give you 30 shells or 40, right? And then you get 60, 80, right? It's an exponential increase. You know, it's 20, 20, 20. In the second game, in Doom Eternal, every time I got an increase, it worked the same way. For my machine gun, I would have 30 bullets, then I would get 60, 90, 120, right? It was 30 every time. But then the shotgun would only get, dude, I'm not exaggerating, it would give you 2 extra bullets. Or maybe it was 4, I don't remember. It was 2 or 4. So like you started off with 16, then you got 18, then 20. Meanwhile, the machine gun, you know what I'm saying, is getting 60, 90, 120. It's like, what the fuck is that about? Why are you so opposed to me using the shotgun? And all that tells me is that they couldn't balance the shotgun to the game, so they like limited how much you could use it. And it's like, bro, but the shotgun was such a fun weapon. And I wouldn't even say it was overpowered, so I don't actually know what that was about. Like, in the first game, everything, all the ammo increased exponentially the same way throughout all your weapons. And it was like, yeah, that makes sense, that's fair. So, it's funny because in the second game, they had this really cool upgrade for the shotgun that I really liked using, but because the ammo was so scarce, I could never use the shotgun. And it was like, you chainsaw people to get ammo back, but, like, you can't use the chainsaw forever. So it's not like I could just keep doing it over and over again. But it's just, it was weak, man. It was fucking weak. I didn't appreciate that. Like, dude, just to be fair, why change that mechanic so hard? It was just weird. It's like, God forbid I find a gun that's fun to use and I want to keep using, and then you just make it so I can't use it now? Like, I don't know. That drove me insane. Don't even give me the gun then. Just give me the machine gun. If you want me to use the machine gun so bad, just don't give me any shotguns at that point. You know? But it is what it is. But yeah, this game has been solid. Like right now, you see I'm like combing every inch of the map. You know why I like doing that in this game? Because more often than not, I would say 95% of the time when I explore an area, I find a chest I missed or a corpse that has good loot that goes towards upgrading my items. I don't feel like this game wastes my time with looking around, and I really, really appreciate that. There's something to be said about open world games that... that's weird. It's like an invisible wall here. There's something to be said about open world games that like reward you for looking around and like, you know, have I ever played Black Desert? Yes, I actually did. So I played it for a little bit because unfortunately, as good as the combat was in the game and as interesting as the story was, this is another me thing. I don't really like MMOs because I'm not into like the live service concept of games that never end. Like I like games that have like an ending and they don't just keep going. Not that Black Desert doesn't necessarily have a main story ending. Oh, somebody's near here. But it's hard for me to keep up with the gaming loop of those kind of games. Also, you know, when they're made by like, you know, either usually Asian or European developers, a lot of these MMOs, the UIs are very confusing, so navigation is hard for people like me who are newer to MMOs. Or no, I'm sorry, not newer to MMOs because I played a lot of them, but I'm not like super into them. Like I'm not a super fan of MMOs, but I'm gonna say right now, Black Desert's combat was so fucking good. I'm trying to remember the class. Which one is the class? The small race of people that uses the boomerang? Sorry, I haven't played it in like 4 years, but I used to love that class. The boomerang was so fun. The combat was so good in Black Desert. I might revisit it sometime. Are you excited for Crimson Desert, Dante, from the same makers? It looks pretty good.
I'm fine. I just
Crimson Desert looks rad. I might play it.
The number of your people out in the forest. Still Garot, I assume? Please, just continue on your way. I don't need your help, Envoy. Neither does Fjord.
Really? It was your first MMO in a while. Definitely piqued your interest, and yes, so you have heard of it. So what was like is that like your new favorite MMO, or do you have like one that's like your all-time favorite, will never be better, like it's You know what I mean? Like your number one MMO. Be some place.
Fine. Sorry. Thank you. This should at least get me back to Fjord. Thank you, Envoy. It's possible I met the one good adherent today. Thank you again for your help.
But yeah, Black Desert was the shit. What's your... Also, I know I already asked you one question, but along with your favorite MMO, when you played Black Desert, what class did you like the most when you used it? For now it is. You used to play WoW before it got toxic and hack heavy. It's why you stopped. Oh, is it really hacker heavy now? I didn't know that it... I knew it got toxic because my girlfriend talked about that because she played WoW like kind of when it was changing. But I didn't know it was so heavy on hacks. That's crazy. What kind of hacks do they do? Like God mode and shit like that? It was for a time. Interesting. Yeah, God mode and shit like that. That fucking sucks. I know what that's like. I remember, you know, I still prefer a lot of the older Call of Duties to the newer ones. Although I will say Black Ops 6 was a step in the right direction. A really, really good Call of Duty. The best modern Call of Duty, because the other ones have been really mid. So I used to go back and play the old ones, but then unfortunately hackers flooded like World at War and Modern Warfare 1. So when I go back to those lobbies at that time, like I had to give up on it because everyone was like just no clipping, flying around and shit, and it was lawless. Like nobody was doing anything because, you know, those games rolled. You like the Valkyrie the most? You know, that's funny. The last time I revisited the game, the Valkyrie just came out and I wanted to try it. It looked really good. It looked up my alley. That looked like a cool class. I assume it's kind of like defensive heavy, and then like you've got like your it seemed kind of like paladin-ish without the healing. Yeah, Valkyrie looked badass. Every time I hear Valkyrie, I think of For Honor. I don't know if you ever played For Honor. That's I played that game on here for a time. On stream. I need to go back to For Honor. I kind of miss it. I have a love-hate relationship with that game. Not because it's bad, but it's just... it's so toxic. Everyone's so toxic on For Honor. It's one of the few fucking games that I still get messages in when I like kick somebody's ass, or if I do bad. Like if I have a bad game, people will message me trying to rub it in. It's like which I don't give a fuck about that stuff anymore. You know, I'm not a middle schooler, but like it's just so funny how toxic those people are. It's like, oh no, there's a healer. Got him. It's extremely fun, the Valkyrie, and yeah, fair about For Honor. Oh yeah, did you play it? Yeah, I mean it's you know why? It's because it's a fighting game technically. So unfortunately, fighting game communities, and I can say this because I was a part of the community for a little bit, at least with Smash and with Street Fighter 6 for a little tiny bit. It's just fighting game communities are toxic, like we all know it. Some are worse than others, but like, I mean, it's all in good fun, whatever. I never like let anything get under my skin. Like I said, it's not like I'm a little kid anymore, but thank God I didn't play For Honor as a little kid. Those guys would drive me crazy. You, a friend of yours plays it? Oh, really? And I bet I bet they know all about it then. But For Honor is fun. It's good fun. And as long as you don't take it too seriously and you just are playing the game. I mean, I guess that goes for anything, but if you're just, you know, it's just all in good fun. There are people who still cry about ganking in that game in like the 4 versus 4 modes, like domination and shit. And it's like, oh my god, go play 2v2 or 1v1. It's just so weird. Like, how are you gonna cry about ganking in the mode that's supposed to be made for ganking? It's just... nobody can handle that they lose a team fight. I mean, I get fucking double teamed all the time in the 4v4. You don't see me complaining about it anyway. Looks like this area, for the most part, is done. So, I guess I'll kind of clear out here. Where am I? Yeah, let's go this way. Man, there's a lot of fucking area to cover on this map. This game is just so chill, too. Just moving around, like, the music's so nice. Like, looking around is just so peaceful. Until you find an enemy, that is. I'm not saying the game's perfect. It's got some hiccups and performance issues here and there, but I don't know, man. What modern game doesn't? It's like, whatever. It's no different from League of Legends. People cry about that too. Dude. Do people really cry about ganking in League still? That's funny. My girlfriend is a League player, so I do hear about that. That's the only game that can trigger her. Because my girlfriend's really... She's way more chill than I am. She's super chill and like zen when it comes to gaming, but like that game gets her so heated. I think it's because of the one she's played the longest. And yeah, I know I've heard like stories about that. Oh, looks like I've already been down there. I would play League if I primarily gamed on PC, but I really just don't. I don't have a good setup for PC gaming, so I just stick to console gaming more or less, but I would be playing that more often with her if it wasn't for that. But yeah, I've heard some not so flattering League stories in my time from her. I did play League for a little bit, bro. I was in quick play with her and people were flaming me because I was newer. And it's like, dude, it's quick play, relax. I mean, people do that in all these MOBAs, like, because I play Marvel Rivals and people get flamed on there. And I always have to step in and defend them, like, bro, it's quick match, like, relax. I mean, this person's learning the game. It's not that deep. You know, I understand in ranked, but it's like, come on. Yeah, you play with a friend of yours on occasion, the amount of kids you hear cry about losing. Yeah. Not even funny. I can only imagine, dude. But yeah, it's pretty much the same thing on Marvel Rivals, so I guess I can see where the similarities come with MOBAs, because it's the same thing on Overwatch. And again, on like ranked, I understand some frustration, but it's like, unless they're intentionally throwing, it's like, I don't know, is there really an even... Like, I understand constructive criticism, but why are you, like, if you jump down the person's throat, I'm gonna say, like, you're only tilting them, and they're just gonna play worse for you at the end of the day. If you really, really want them to improve, then, like, be understanding and maybe give them a few pointers, but don't, like, jump down their throat. Now, if you give them constructive criticism nicely, and then they jump down your throat and they throw it in your face, then, you know, that's on them. But, like, I don't know, man. At the end of the day, you can't please everybody. And, you know, once you kind of get older and realize that, it just gets a lot easier. You just know when not even to take the battle. You get heated on Elden Ring, so you may not be one to talk. Yeah, but don't even watch my Elden Ring playthrough on Twitch. Like that playthrough won't be up for a while because Twitch is making it so you can't have up to an hour of highlights, or you can only have up to an hour of highlights on Twitch. So like that, my whole playthrough is probably gonna go down soon, which is probably for the best. I was just raging the whole way through, but not in the traditional way because I'm actually a Souls gamer. That's like my favorite game in the world is Dark Souls. I've played all of the other FromSoft Souls games. I've gotten all the achievements and trophies in every single other one that exists. Elden Ring was my least favorite. For everything they got right about the design, they really got a lot wrong. I think that the Souls community challenged FromSoft so hard as far as like they got so good doing no-hit runs. FromSoft, I think, felt pressure to make these bosses have like these combos that I won't say a lot of times they can. There's not really a lot of frame traps. There's probably only like 2 or 3 real frame traps in the game, but they just resolved to making these enemies like never taking a break and like really, I don't know. I felt like the challenge felt a lot more artificial than any other FromSoft game. Like, I don't know. There was something about that game that just did not feel like their other ones. So that's who's doing it. I don't want to get into it now because if I do, I'll just be speaking on it forever, but that game massively disappointed me. I will just say, like, it's kind of crazy how much praise the game got when I just think that a lot of people who played this game, they played Elden Ring first and then played the other Souls games last, and like thinking about it that way, I see why a lot of people's perspectives are different than mine, because I don't think that Elden Ring was what the Souls games franchises were made on or what they were really about. I felt it was just a far cry from the old ones. Me and your fiance would have a ball on Dark Souls. Oh yeah, Dark Souls 1 is still my favorite. That one, but the thing is, I acknowledge the flaws in Dark Souls 1. I'm not sitting here like saying like, I know that Elden Ring is objectively better than Dark Souls 1, just objectively, right? You know, mechanically, all that, blah, blah, blah. But if we're talking about like pure design and intent behind how the enemies worked, I actually think that Dark Souls 1 has Elden Ring beat. I don't feel like the intent on combat with Elden Ring was, I don't think their mind was in like the right place with that game. Like, it really felt like a lot of the bosses were just... my biggest thing about Elden Ring is, like, they forgot about what the power fantasy meant in those games. Like, so, you know, Stormveil Castle, I have a character, I was playing it on my stream. I went pure strength. I have a heavy Zweihander, you know, the two-handed weapon. This is a secret door. There must be a switch somewhere. I have a Zweihander. It's a colossal greatsword. You know, the biggest greatsword you could possibly get in the game, right? I have 99 strength, Dante. I have 99 strength. It's a maxed out weapon. I had to go back to Stormveil because I missed a golden tree, golden seed or whatever. So I go down to the bottom of Stormveil. There are giant rats. They're just rats. And Stormveil, if you remember, is the first area in the game, basically. It's like one of the first areas you go to. I'm near the end of the game. I have a fuck ton, you know, 99 strength on the biggest sword in the game that's maxed out. And it takes me 2 hits with a two-handed heavy attack, my strongest attack in the game, to kill a giant rat? Bro, where's the power fantasy? Why is this giant rat so tanky? You understand what I'm saying? They made so many common enemies in that game tanky as shit and hit ridiculously hard for no reason. Now, endgame enemies, I'm okay with that. I have no problem with endgame enemies. They should be like that. Why are common enemies like a fucking rat that has no armor tanking so much? You understand what I'm trying to say? To be fair, they also had Martin from Game of Thrones. Well, I mean, if we're talking, that's story-wise. Story-wise, I had no issue with that. I'm talking about, like, mechanics as far as fighting. If we're talking story, listen, that's one thing that you can hear in my playthrough when I was playing, I praised and I never shat on the game for. The story, the environmental design, like, everything else was perfect. However, I will say about the environments with Elden Ring, contrast to this game, and this is an issue I'm going to have with Monster Hunter Wilds, and I'm not going to get it for that reason. A lot of these gamers think bigger is better. Like, I don't even know why they made Elden Ring an open world game. The moment I heard it was open world, I rolled my eyes, because let me just tell you right now, I don't know if you did it this way. You can see on my playthrough, I 100%ed Elden Ring. I did every possible thing there was to do. I went through that whole entire map. I combed everything. I beat every single boss, making sure I did everything. But do you know something, Dante? I could have ignored 80% of that map and it wouldn't have made a difference. I combed every corner of that map and there's so many dead ends and pointlessly large areas. It's like, bro, what's the fucking point? Don't make an area so big if there's nothing to it. I'm sorry. I understand it's like, oh, but realistically, there's not always going to be something. But bro, it's a game. If you make an area, you better damn well put some loot in it for me to get as a reward for searching that area. Elden Ring was one of the biggest wastes of time. You could cut literally over 100 of hours out of my wandering around in Elden Ring, and then you would have me getting nothing from it. I really didn't appreciate how much they wasted my time in that game. It's my least favorite FromSoft game. Dark Souls 2 is the black sheep of the Dark Souls franchise, and I still like Dark Souls 2 more than Elden Ring. And that's my next least favorite game from them. Sorry. I didn't mean to rant. It's just... Elden Ring triggers me when I hear it. It's just... in my book, it's a super overrated game. I just don't... Oh, there's the switch. I just don't get it, man. I think that people... I think people, like, they see all the good in the game, but it's blinded into what's, like, not so good about the game. Oh, damn. It's too bad that I'm not going to use shields, because that looks pretty good. Block enemies, mainly attack, deals damage to them. Holy shit. Well, I'm going to break that down, though, because that's awesome. But the story portion and everything else, yeah, I'm not going to sit here and complain about the story at all, or the enemy design. Oh my god. The fucking stories, the characters, the environmental design, the artwork, the voice acting. Elden Ring, dude, it's 10 out of 10 with all that shit. But from a gameplay aspect, I think, which is what I take in the highest regard. All that other stuff is nice, but a video game, the first thing that's got to come to a video game is the gameplay. Is the gameplay 100% thought out, and is it applied correctly to the mechanics involved? And I don't think that Elden Ring did that all correctly. You're indifferent about it only because it's one of the few games that doesn't really tickle my fancy. I see what you mean. Yeah, I mean, well, and here's the thing. If somebody wants to argue against my opinion, I'm not even saying my opinion is 100% correct. I know I'm 100% biased because, like I said, I started with Dark Souls and I played every game in order, and then I even went back to Demon Souls late, and I still would rather play Demon Souls over Elden Ring, which was, the arguable first one in the franchise, right? And it's just because these games, while they were simpler and they had like glitches and shit to them, and there was like some janky aspects, I never felt that they weren't true to themselves, and I felt like even though there was some jank to it, I just felt like it still worked with what the game was going for. I don't know. It was good, man. Elden Ring was still a really, really good game, and yeah, I'm not even trying to shit on it. It just always sounds like I am. I just want people to realize that it wasn't flawless, you know? A lot of people say, like, I've seen it all over the internet, like, it's a flawless game, 10 out of 10, wouldn't change a thing about it. And there are a lot of people in my camp, you know? Like, a lot of people that agree with a lot of what I've said. I've seen on Reddit, a lot of people are kind of in my corner, but there's still just as many people who defend a lot of the shit I complain about. And it's not a flawless game, that's all. And while it's a really good game, I still don't even think it's the best FromSoft game. I mean, I'd rather play Bloodborne or Sekiro any day over that. If we're talking, like, objectively the best combat in a Souls game, Sekiro realistically has the best combat. See, a lot of people, like, you know, they're always like, oh, but Sekiro, you only have one weapon. There's no builds in Sekiro, but it's like, what you have to realize is, because you only have that one weapon, you need to understand every single boss and enemy was tailored around that one weapon, meaning it's flawless combat, because they're all supposed to be taken down with that weapon. So you can't sit there and say, oh, the game's not balanced with this weapon or that weapon. The game is perfectly balanced around the one weapon you have. That's the problem with Elden Ring also. And a game like Lies of P is another example. Like, a lot of builds in Elden Ring are favored so hard, and like, you know, everyone's like, oh, but Elden Ring has the most build variety. It's like, yeah, but because of that, it also has the largest amount of unviable builds. And I don't mean unviable like it's not usable, but it's more like, why use this build when you can use this build kind of situation. Because it's like, the bleed is just so overpowered in Elden Ring, and it makes so many other builds so obsolete. It's like, why even use anything in the dexterity? Like poison, if you look around and you do your investigation, most enemies are immune or don't take any damage from poison. So it's like, if I'm a dexterity user and I like poison in every other game as opposed to bleed, well, fuck you. If you like poison, it's not very good. Now, you can have both of those kinds of weapons, but it's like, what if I only like using one? That's the thing about Dark Souls 1 and like Demon Souls. It's like, sure, there were like better ways to play the game, but more so than the other games, you could get away with using these other kind of builds and shit. You know what I mean? Like, they were more viable in a game compared to Elden Ring, where like, if you're not using something that's meta, you're gonna get punished way harder for it. More so than those other games. At least that's how I felt. Because, you know, with Elden Ring, they tried to raise the difficulty a lot, but I just think because of that, they shut out a lot more build options. Like, some people have to work a lot harder than other people do. But, anyway. I'll shut up about it now, for real. I'm running out of fucking breath and getting lightheaded from how much I'm fucking talking about Elden Ring. Gotta come around from the other side with that. Yeah. But I enjoyed a big portion of the game I played. It just, there was a lot of it I didn't enjoy. That's, you know, biggest thing among it was running through an open-ass plane and then getting no loot. What's your favorite weapon class in Monster Hunter? Ooh, that's a tough question, because when I started, I'm not a huge, like, Monster Hunter aficionado. I just want to, before I say anything next, I want you to understand that my first Monster Hunter was Monster Hunter World, because I didn't have any knowledge of it, you know, until like the game. When I was aware of Monster Hunter, all the games were coming out on the DS or the PlayStation Portable, so I wasn't really playing them, because at that point in my life I wasn't into handheld gaming. So my first Monster Hunter was Monster Hunter World. But when I started, it was the long sword, which I just never got into, even though I respect it and I think it's such a good weapon. And I was shocked to find out that statistically it's the most used weapon. I was like, no way. Because I didn't think it was that fun for me, but I guess a lot of people really like it, because, you know, there's obviously versatility in how you move with it and shit. So long story short, I think right now it's the Greatsword. I'm kind of a normie, but I never thought it was going to be, because for a long time, my favorite weapon was the hunting horn, and then I bounced around with that and the sword and shield. And what else? I like the switch axe too, but I guess Right now it's the greatsword. There's something about the simplicity of the greatsword that's just so fun. And it's like when you get that counterattack, you know, that one counterattack, which I'm not very good at doing, by the way. I am awful at counterattacking monsters. I wish I... Great beginner weapon. Yours is the bow? Oh, man. See, that, and that's like the opposite of a beginner weapon. The bow is just so hard to use. But you know what I did get good at using was the light bowgun and the heavy bowgun. I actually really like the light and heavy bowgun. I think I prefer... I like the freedom of movement with the light bowgun, but the heavy bowgun, even though it's a little harder to use, is just so fun. So your favorite is the bow, huh? What's your least favorite class? I don't want to say the bow is my least favorite, but it's probably the one I'm the most scared to use. I don't know, because I'm also not crazy about the switch, not the switch, the what do you call it? Jesus, I haven't played it in so long. The charge sword, sorry. Couldn't remember the fuck. Charge blade, I should say. God, I haven't played Monster Hunter in so long. And apparently the unpopular opinion, because I actually think Monster Hunter Rise is way better mechanically than Monster Hunter World, but everybody says Monster Hunter World's better, and I don't know. I don't know if it's just me. I feel like they're saying it because of the graphics, because I think the freedom of movement and the way that the wire bugs work is way more fun than the claw grip. And I've beaten, you know, I haven't done every single mission. I've done all the main story missions and quite a bit of the DLC for both games. And I just think Rise has Monster Hunter World beat. Now, obviously, the base game of Monster Hunter World beats the base game of Rise, but when you put Iceborne and Sunbreak together, I think that the DLC included for both games, I think that Rise is the easily the winner. I don't even think it's close. That's just me personally. But I still think World has a lot of cool things to it. But I just didn't think the claw grip was that fun to use. I don't know. I mean, it was cool, but I don't think it flowed very well with the combat. Like, the freedom of movement with Rise was just... I think it added a lot more versatility to all the other weapons. It was really, really fun. Like, I love using the light bowgun and then zipping around with the wire bugs. You know, like that, like the movement option you get with it's so cool. All that stuff is really cool. But what's your favorite Monster Hunter game? I assume you're a way bigger fan than me, so I'm kind of interested to hear your input from it because you know, obviously I'm a noob, so I only really know the two. I tried to play Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate I went back and tried to play it on the Wii U, and I couldn't. It was so rough around the edges compared to World that I couldn't get into it. And again, I know that's a me thing because, you know, I was spoiled. I played World first, so it's just hard for me to go back and play the other ones. I mean, it was cool though. I just couldn't get into it. But yeah, I'm curious to know what your favorite was. Let's see if I did anything. Base game or with DLC? Tell me both. Tell me both. I just said Monster Hunter in general because I also might have assumed that maybe you liked one of the older ones that didn't even have a DLC, because you never know. Maybe you'd be like a Monster Hunter 2 fan or something. You never really know. Some people really are diehard fans of the old ones. But yeah, tell me both. What was your favorite game, base game, and what was your favorite with the DLC? Out of curiosity. I need to drink water. Hold on. Oh god. Oh god, I thought I could grab that. Okay, so you can't grab that. Guess I'm not supposed to go up that way. There's an invisible wall here. Oop. A little weird. Oh, there's one here too. What the hell? Oh, am I outside the map? Am I not supposed to be up here? This might be like an area I'm not actually supposed to be on top of. I didn't even realize. It looks a part of it. Yeah, that must be out of bounds. I didn't even realize how high up I was. Holy shit, I am out of bounds, huh? Oops. Let's try to get down safely. Oh! Oh! Okay. Base game Monster Hunter Tri and Monster Hunter World are tied. I didn't play Monster Hunter Tri. Was that the one that was on Wii U? I don't remember that one. think I've heard of it, though. The name does ring a bell, I will say. Cannot believe I survived that. So what's your favorite with DLC then? Curious. DLC definitely works. As to me, it seemed more seamless. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that's something that some DLCs miss out on. I agree with you there. That's actually a really good point you bring up. Seamlessness when you add on to the DLC is kind of important. I think that was something that FromSoft did pretty well with like Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 1 was a little weirder, but I still liked how it happened. But it definitely wasn't as seamless as those other ones, even though the DLC was rad. Oh, okay, World, you meant to say. It seemed more seamless in World. I agree with that. The seamlessness of it, that's definitely something that you can't overlook. That's something that you got to appreciate. Okay, well, so if that's your favorite, then what is your... Do you have, like, a favorite monster design from Monster Hunter? Unpopular opinion, and, you know, I haven't seen every single monster ever, but I've seen quite a few. I've probably seen over, like, you know, 40 or 50 designs. I actually really like the Puke Puke. Don't ask me why. I really like that monster. Something about that one really is appealing. I like how exotic it looks. Like, when I saw that monster for, like, the first time in World, I was like, oh, man, that really got me my creativity flowing. I never thought I'd see something like that, you know what I mean? I beat World's main story. I did all of World and Iceborne's main story. I did all of Rise's main story. I haven't done all of Sunbreak's main story, but I have gotten a little bit in, and already I'm enjoying Sunbreak's story more than World. I like the story of Monster Hunter World. The characters were great. I do not like the handler at all in World. I'm so sorry if you like her. I'm like in that camp of people that finds her to be one of the most annoying people ever. Like, they try to like make you have like this close relationship with her, but you're like, you guys don't really do any bonding, I don't feel like. Not like genuine bonding. But anyway, I won't linger on that. Unaltered would be Devil Joe, aka Pickle. It does look like a fucking pickle. Devil Joe is a fucking good design, though. I remember seeing that one and being scared the first time, because I mean, obviously they build up Devil Joe to be like one of the tougher monsters, and sure enough, it really is, for a newer player especially. I agree with you. Devil Joe is a fucking sick design. What's another good one? Oh, I got the totem base, finally. So Devil Joe is a good one. What's another good one? It's kind of hard to think about it when you're on the spot, you know. Well, Odogaron is fucking awesome. Odogaron, I remember the first time I saw that, I was like, oh shit, that's fucking rad. I always thought that dude was cool. Intimidating as hell. And what's the Black Odogaron is also... I think it's called something else, Crimson Odogaron or something, though. That one's really cool. Or if it was a Smash Bros. Character, it'd be Dark Odogaron. Nergigante is also a badass design. Yes, dude. Nergigante is badass. I like the Nergigante. Oh, I was about to say I like the Nergigante armor. What's one of your favorite Monster Hunter armor sets? That's a tough one. Again, I think the Puke Puke, the beta set is really fucking cool. And... what is another good one? Man, that's another one, like, I haven't seen the sets in a long time, so I'm kind of, like, trying to remember. The Odogaron set also pretty fucking good. Really, really badass. Whoa! What do you think you're doing? What do you think you're doing? What do you think you're messing with, bro? Oh shit, who's doing that? Out of stamina. The Kieran armor is your favorite. Oh, that's a really good one. I forgot about the Kieran. And that's also, speaking of which, one of the coolest monster designs, by the way. I fucking love the Kieran. I remember the first time I fought that fucker, he kicked my ass. I didn't have the proper gear, and I was underestimating him. I was like, legendary. Look how small he is. I was like, he's so small. What is he gonna do? Fucking like lightning attacks me to death because I didn't have good lightning defense, and I underestimated him like a noob. I was like, oh, okay. I see why now. I learned my lesson the hard way. Such a cool design, though. Yeah, Kieran armor is badass. I agree. Damn. You're making me want to play Monster Hunter. I do need to get back on the Rise. Like I said, I didn't finish all of the DLC. I'm slacking with that. Maybe I'll do it on stream sometime. Maybe. Perhaps. I wish that fucking Rise had crossplay, man. Oh, that's the only thing, dude. If only Rise and World had crossplay, they would be like the best games ever, dude. Did I pass the grog? I think I did. Oh, no, it might be at the bottom. Oh, there it is. Oops. Oh. Is this where I've been before? This looks like that other area, huh? Oh, no, this is a different... This is an entirely different area. Oh, this... Didn't think there'd be another area with so many Delegans. Get fucked. Oh, you little shit. Got him. Ah. Fucker accidentally shocked me. Get away from me. Jesus. Afraid to get near them. Is this not the same area? It really looks the same. Oh no, it is the same area. Did she spawn back? No, but honestly, we get the XP. It is the same area. I didn't recognize it. Not bad.
That's one for us.
What's that about? I don't know if that's supposed to be there. It's tripping me out, though. Oh no, I can't get out this way, can I? Oh no, wait. No. Unless... No, I'm not meant to get out this way, I don't think. Oh, but I kind of jumped up there. No, I'm not meant to do that. Alright, we'll go out this way. Oh, thank you for the follow, Dante. I appreciate it. And to anyone else watching, if it's more convenient for anybody, I also stream on YouTube and on Twitch with the same name. I'm also Ridlum. So, if that's more convenient for anybody to watch. Although I think TikTok is probably the easiest way to watch now that I think about it, isn't it? I'm so glad OBS got the multi-streaming tool under their belt there. That makes it easier. What am I looking at here? So I've got to go down below. Okay, man, this dude. I keep getting all these bots in my Twitch chat. The moment I mentioned Twitch chat, I see somebody type it, and I was like, oh, good, somebody came to the Twitch chat. It was a bot advertising. I was like, oh, okay. Never mind. Basil Juice, aka Carpet Bomber, is definitely a challenge. Yes, the first time I fought the Basil Juice, it also kicked my ass. I think that I got lucky, I passed the quest, but it killed me 2 out of my 3 respawns. I was like, fuck me. That one fucked me up the first time. Who else fucked me up the first time? Zenogre actually was kind of a challenge for me in Monster Hunter World. I remember the first time I challenged the Zenogre, it kicked my ass pretty thoroughly. Surprisingly, it didn't look like much, you know, but just one of those enemies, you know, looks aren't everything. Very cool design, though. Yeah, Basil Juice is annoying as hell, bro. Oh, you know which weapon I fucking forgot to tell you I'm a big fan of? Fucking Gun Lance. That was the other one I was obsessed with. That was my favorite for a while. I wanted to use regular Lance, but obviously that's a higher skill ceiling. It was just a little too hard for me to understand. It's so funny how similar and yet not similar the Gun Lance and the Lance are. Like, the Gun Lance is just, you know, fucking shelling goes, you know, you don't have to really think much about it. You just block and counter. And then Lance is all about movement, you know, you've got to place yourself correctly, you know, counterattack at the perfect moments. Gun Lance is a lot more forgiving. But, I love both, but I cannot use the Lance. Shit, I think I'm more intimidated to use the Lance than the bow. Are you a Lance user? Have you ever, like, used it, or not really? I tried, man, it's just hard. My friend is a really big fan of the Lance. And I don't know how he does it. I'm so jealous. That and the Charge Blade. Actually, I think his favorite is the Charge Blade. That's another one that it's not as hard to use as the Lance, but definitely it takes some getting used to. Easy to use, hard to master sort of situation. Not as often as you'd like to, yeah. Yeah. Same. That's such a fucking goated weapon. It's such when you see a good Lance user, it's just, they look so cool. Same with a longsword user, though. One of those weapons where it's like easy to use, hard to master. Just so cool. Sword and shield is badass. I'm actually pretty okay with the sword and shield, though. I'm actually ironically better at getting shield bash counters with the sword and shield than I am with some other weapons that counter. Sword and shield is just so easy, though. Like you said before, great beginner weapon. Great beginner weapon. But, you know, easy to use, hard to master. Not that I am a master with it, I really am not. I would like to be. What's this? It's barred. I hear a chest behind there. I could lockpick it, but there's probably a way around to get to the back. Aha. It's about timing with the longsword. Yep, and my timing is atrocious. It's so bad. Don't watch me use the longsword ever, unless you want to be embarrassed. Secondhand embarrassment. Yeah, I watched some videos on people who are good with it, and it just goes right over my head. I mean, obviously it's about learning the monster more than the sword itself, right? But it's just so many monsters to learn, it gets overwhelming. I mean, I have a lot of lockpicks, I could just unlock this. But I'm wondering if from the other side it's just unlockable. Let's test that first. Let's see. No, you have to lockpick it. That's fine. It's just one lockpick. You might try streaming it later. Definitely a mix of knowing your enemy and your weapon. What do you stream on? Do you only stream on TikTok or Twitch and YouTube? I don't really watch TikTok streams often, but I do watch YouTube and Twitch streams. So, what do you traditionally stream on? Or do you multi-stream? OBS has a multi-stream feature right now. I don't know if you're streaming through OBS, but you can do it on all three now. Very, very seamlessly. That's how I'm doing it right now. And I didn't have to really do any extra setup, more than the usual shit. So I recommend it if you're a streamer. Somebody's behind me? How did you get there? Haven't gotten the hang of OBS yet, only because you have it in one monitor. I have a... Wow, I'm an idiot. I was just letting that happen. I have a one monitor setup also, actually. I have a capture card and I'm on console, and I'm only using this on my laptop, and I don't have a second monitor, but it's not that hard. It's, here, let me tell you, actually, let me save. Let me tell you actually where the setting is. It's well, I'm assuming you have Stream Elements, but if you connect your Stream Elements account, it's a setting that appears in OBS on the top left. You know, with the file edit view and the docs and everything. There's a Stream Elements tab, and there is. Hold on, where is it? I believe. Well, actually, I think it's in the file, or it might be. Oh no! Actually, I think this. It's you have to go Stream Elements website itself. I'm trying to remember where I saw it. If in the Stream Elements tab here, see, I can see for docs it has multi-chat, Stream Elements multi-streaming. I think if you enable the Stream Elements multi-streaming doc, it'll automatically take you through setup to make sure you are actually multi-streaming. And if it doesn't automatically do it, you just have to click on each of the tabs to set it up individually on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. It's just as simple as like connecting your account, though. All they'll have you do is sign into Stream Elements, and then I think you just sign into your respective accounts, Twitch, YouTube, etc. You just got to put in your password. It's actually really easy. I'm not very savvy with OBS either, and I was able to figure it out. And if I can figure it out, trust me when I say you can figure it out, because I'm terrible with this stuff. So don't be intimidated by it. Definitely look into it. It's always better to stream on more platforms than one, because even though TikTok's got the best algorithm of all three, it's nothing's better than just having all three algorithms working in your favor. You know what I mean? I've gotten more viewers than ever. Not that I have a lot of viewers, but I've gotten more viewers than ever streaming on all three, especially on TikTok, because I used to only stream on Twitch.
Somewhere around here. Oh, my apologies, my friend. Is there any chance we've met before? I seem to have forgotten, well, everything.
Maguccio? It's me, Giata. Do you know where you are?
I have no idea where, or even who I am. I just came out here with no memory whatsoever.
I've seen him absent-minded before, but never like this.
I awoke in the street, seemingly on my way to some...
So what do you stream on mainly? On TikTok only, or...?
No one who seemed to have any idea who I was. I will do what I can. Thank you for your time. Good to see you again. May I see that? Oh, this is by Aguccio Panliberi. That's the name your friend there called me. This seems to be an attempt to create an elixir that allows one to bypass tedium by simply not experiencing or remembering it. If so, I may have made some miscalculation.
Depends on whether you're on console or PC. PC, TikTok, and YouTube, or Twitch on console. Okay, I'll throw you a follow on both, just in case. Let me see. Hold on. Let me go to TikTok. On my computer, it doesn't let me do it through the. That's one thing that the multi-streaming doesn't do right off the bat, is it doesn't. Hold on a second. So follow back, and then is your name on YouTube and Twitch the same? Is it Dante FTK2 or is it different on them?
Oh no, I still remember nothing, but now I have a place to start. Thank you for your time, my friend. I bid you good day. Next step is to figure out where I live, preferably before it rains.
Amazing. Have I been here before? It doesn't really seem familiar. It says I have, but I don't know. Oh yeah, no, I do recognize this place. Never mind, it's coming back to me now. Actually, let's stop at camp and check. Can be done here. Jeez. Oh, I've got enough of this now. Oh no, but wait, I was trying to get the stale guard leather. That's why I didn't level it up yet. I'm stupid. Ari the Gaming Witch on YouTube, although you haven't transferred all your salvageable videos yet. Oh, you had the issue on Twitch that I had? Yeah, I've got almost 900 hours, and then Ari the Gaming Witch TV on Twitch. Okay, I'll go follow you now on both. I had the same issue. I have like 900 hours of highlights on Twitch. Goodbye to those. I mean, not a big deal, because really nobody watches my VODs, so I'm not really that cross about it, but it's just like, it's the principle of it. It's like, I know they didn't need to do that. They're just trying to save some fucking money somehow. You know, I'm not stupid. I know why they're doing it, but it's fine. What in the hell? Let me see. Bro, YouTube is so bad with looking shit up. I literally typed in your name verbatim how you typed it, and I put it the channel as like, you know, the filter, and it's not even showing up. What in the hell? Like, they do not want channels to be found. They don't even want your channel to be found, even if I type in the name of the channel itself. Like, that's kind of crazy. No, I mean, yeah, no, I typed it exactly like that. The fuck? Let me try it with one word. I don't think that's going to make a difference, but maybe it'll change the result. No. The fuck do I do then? Let me see, channel. Yeah, I mean, I can only sort it by relevance. That'd make the most sense. Okay, hold on. Let me do Control F. That's the only solution to this. It's kind of crazy. I'll go check the Twitch in the meantime. Yeah, let me know if there's like a difference in it or something, or I don't know. So weird. It didn't come up on Twitch either when I typed it that way as well. I put the underscores in between and everything. I don't know. Don't know. If anything, if it's not too much trouble, if you can link it. If you link them both, I don't mind. Obviously, you know, I'll copy and paste them. It's weird. I don't understand. This is what I'm saying though about YouTube and Twitch and how they just don't want smaller channels to be found. They don't even want you to be found, even if I type your fucking name in directly. Bro, I found you immediately when I typed your name in on TikTok on the website. Like, I didn't even type the rest of your name in. They immediately put you at the top of my search because you're a follower. You know what I'm saying? Like, it took me a second. It's not even a competition. That's one thing about TikTok that's always going to be better. The algorithm on TikTok is so much more fair to smaller creators. Like, I can't tell you how many people pop up on my TikTok that are streaming that have like 2 viewers. Yeah, send me the link on here, like right here in chat. I'll copy and paste it when you send both. Send both the YouTube and the Twitch. Sorry about that. I don't know what that's about. I makes no sense. I've never had that much trouble with that before. Yeah, I triple checked that I didn't have a typo or anything. I typed it exactly how you typed it. I don't know what the issue is. It's just a bad search engine on the website. I don't know. They don't want us to grow our viewers, bro. They don't want networking with the small ones. It was your end on Twitch, but not on YouTube, right? Ari the Witch TV. Gotcha, gotcha. Okay, let me try that one. So now if it doesn't come up, there's a problem. Okay. Yes. Yes, I got it. Alright, I followed you on Twitch at least. That's one. Yeah, you might have to link me to the YouTube though, because that one's still not working. So I don't know what's up with that. YouTube is weird the way they do the names though, because you know when you make your account, sometimes you change your name and then it doesn't change the URL. I think you have to manually change the URL sometimes, and that affects the search engine for some reason. But yeah, I don't know. Just link the YouTube if anything, and then I'll just follow you that way on YouTube, or subscribe, I should say. Oh, there's a merchant out here. What the fuck? I didn't expect that.
Hail, traveler.
Let me see. Said there. I don't see the link if you linked it on TikTok. I don't know if it blocked it or what.
Good to see you again, Envoy. I told you we'd cross paths once more.
Oh yeah, look who it is.
If you need to restock, I have some new wares.
Hold on.
Luckily, those steel garrote soldiers at the gate haven't bothered me yet. I'm just hoping not to draw their attention.
It looks like you're just Ari the Witch on YouTube. I don't know if this is you, but it says, yeah, it says Dante FTK. So no, I think I got it. I think yeah, there's no gaming in the title. It's just Ari the Witch. I'm assuming this is you because it says Dante FTK in the description, so I'm just gonna sub to you here. There you go. Now maybe I'll see you if you go live on both. I'm on YouTube more often than Twitch, but there you know, either way, at least now I increase my odds there. Okay. Cool.
Aye, they killed those poor rangers and have just been waiting there. Not a fan, I take it? Well, you're certainly not alone in that, friend. Anyway, it's not my business to interfere in. I've seen nothing and just wish to be on my way. Well, uneventful enough. Gods be praised. But let's just say I'm more grateful than ever for this hand-me-down equipment. The spoilings in Delimgan out here are vicious, and even the less mobile plant life seems like it wants me dead. Oh, just taking a bit of a breather before I continue. I'd much rather rest a bit here than in Shatterscarp. I've heard the desert can be brutal. Not much, unfortunately. There's a settlement in the region. Thirdborn, I believe it's called. Hardy folks. Otherwise, you can expect blazing sands and, if the rumors are true, dream thralls. Poor bastards. If it wasn't the only way to Solace Keep, I'd be avoiding the place like the... well, like the Dream Scourge.
And I can finally sell this. So what do I got now? How much? What am I looking at here? I need 11 more. Ouch. Shit, 7 viewers? You know, I can't even see my viewers on TikTok. I actually really can't see my amount of viewers anywhere, so I never know. If I'm getting more viewers today, it's probably, I'm not gonna lie, it's probably thanks to you, because most people, they don't want to jump into a silent stream, and I try to, you know, I try to talk, but talking to myself I can only do for so long. It's easier to keep a conversation going with somebody else, so yeah, if there's more viewers, it's probably because you've helped make it entertaining, so thank you for that. I appreciate that. It's always nice to have some kind of rapport going when you're streaming. Makes it easier to keep the flow, you know? I mean, you know how it is. You're a streamer, so you know what I'm saying.
Gods, what happened here?
Oh, they're not going to be happy.
A moment of your time, if you please. From one Adiran to another. What a colorful grasp of language you have. You interfered in our plans. Take it from me, Inquisitor Ludwig isn't at all pleased. Perhaps, but your goals are aligned.
Not really.
That's all that matters.
We have nothing in common with the likes of her or you.
You tell him,
Hear
Giada.
me out. That's all I ask. Believe it or not, the Steel Garrote owe you an apology on behalf of Inquisitor Ludwig.
Bring us her severed head and I'll consider
Okay,
it.
all right, Giada, let's not.
Technicals is exactly the problem she's
Now,
trying to solve.
let's rein it back in a
Our
little.
soldiers were poised to attack Fior Messiverno. If you had been made aware, you would not have interfered. Maybe I can convince you otherwise. You might not want to admit it, but Fior Messiverno is a settlement in decline. Weak government, chaotic farming, dangerous research. What exactly do you think you saved?
My home, which you have no right to condemn.
You've done nothing but condemn it. Shouting matches with the governor, open defiance.
I fight for my home because I cherish it, you shit-eating worm. Because I want us to survive.
Then I hope you enjoy the consequences of your actions. Fior Messiverno's reliance on animancy and stubborn individualism has done nothing but drag the living lands down with them. Any good farmer knows when to put down an injured animal. Look, I'm only telling you this because you deserve to know Ludwig's intentions for the living lands. If Heelgard cannot maintain a grip on the living lands, then the Steel Garrote will simply take it from him. You see, the Steel Garrote answer to the Burned Queen, not your floundering empire. And we will break from Adir if that's what it takes. Quite the opposite. The Steel Garrote bring reason to a frontier gone mad. Inquisitor Ludwig sees something in you, Envoy. She wants to cultivate your potential, as she did mine. You don't want to get between her and the fate of the living land, so let this serve as a warning. Our grasp on this island is going to tighten, even if it costs us allies along the way. Acceptable losses. What you do with this information is up to you, but don't get in our way a second time. It won't end well. Perceptive. Maybe Ludwig was right about you. Before I let you go, a little bird sang in my ear that you're going to Shatterscarp.
You don't have to answer that.
Of course, that would have been impossible with these meddlesome rangers in the way.
You didn't.
I took the liberty of removing them. It's a shame, really. Honorable folk to the last. Ludwig told me to open a path for you by any means necessary, and that's exactly what I did. When you arrive in Shatterscarp, give this letter to Temerity. Compliments of the Inquisitor. No need to keep you any longer. Let's hope our next meeting is under more favorable circumstances. You know, there's a depraved part of me that was hoping you'd make this interesting.
Let's make this a battle to remember.
Sorry it'll be over so quickly then.
It's the envoy!
What's the target? Come and get me!
Come on! Come on!
Another glorious battle.
Testing? Okay, I don't know what the fuck happened to my mic. I literally did the same thing over and over again, like, and then I tried unplugging it and plugging it back in and it wouldn't work. Jesus, man. Kind of a fucking momentum killer. But yeah, I don't even know when my mic cut out, honestly. I just looked over and I noticed that it was not input. When it goes out randomly like that, that's when I have the most trouble noticing it. Yeah. Good, I'm glad I can be heard now. Jeez. I was saying that this game, like, you know, quick background, my guy is an envoy with the Adiran Empire. You know, the Emperor sends him here to be an envoy. And most people here don't like Adir because they're trying to settle this land even though nobody asked for it. We have no authority here. We just moved in and started, you know, this is a lawless land and people here like it that way, so they don't like Adir. That lady right there is working for somebody called Inquisitor Ludwin, who she's like a... She leads a faction called the Steel Garrote, but they're with Adir. The problem, as you can see when we were talking to her, is like they're kind of like rogue, though. They are extremists. They're doing things their own way, and they're doing shit that even the Emperor hasn't approved of, like attacking settlements and doing all this crazy shit. So even for like what Adir is doing and how much people hate them, the Steel Garrote is even worse. So I'm not siding with them at all. They're literally genocidal maniacs. As you can see, she's kind of a bitch, and the person she's working for was even worse. So. Yeah, I immediately did away with her because she's been annoying me since the fucking beginning of the game. She's been like taunting me and shit. I mean, it's cool though because if you wanted to, you apparently could side with them. That's what I like about the game's freedom though. Like I even had a chance there to like stop siding with the rebels and just side with them, but I kind of sympathize with the rebels more in this game. I mean, they didn't ask for Adir to come here. Now, if they asked us, you know, to come here, and then they were pushing back against us, that would be one thing, but we weren't even supposed to be here in the first place. We've got no jurisdiction here. We just kind of forced ourselves in our military power here. So I understand why they don't like me or my people. I don't really blame them. But yeah, that was satisfying though. It's like I said, that lady's been fucking taunting me all game, dude. Exceptional scale armor, what does it look like? Oh, that looks cool. I mean, I could probably keep it and just use it as a, this can be broken down, though. Use it as, like, a, what do you call it? But yeah, fuck them. Long story short, fuck the Steel Garrote. My homies all hate the Steel Garrote. Haven't I been here? They're back. Wow, I'm surprised. I thought you fuckers learned your lesson from last time. Uh-oh. It's like the Cloud District dude in Whiterun and Skyrim. Have you been to the Cloud District? Oh, who am I kidding? Of course you haven't. Yeah, basically just like that. Fuck that, dude.
Who's next? Anyone?
Yeah, and then I start the combat sequence with her by selecting the vocal option. She's like, "Never should have come here." She says that as one of the only 3 voice actors in the game. You know, unpopular opinion apparently, but people really touted that as a positive thing for Skyrim. It's like, it's only voice acted by like 6 people. It's like, yes, because when I'm playing a game that's all about immersion, I definitely want to hear the same fucking voice actors on every character that don't really make much distinguishment to let me know that they're different voice actors. I don't like that. Why was that a positive thing for people? I thought that shit sucked. I don't want to hear the same 6 voices over and over again. It just takes me out of it completely. I didn't like that. That one kid that tries to pick a fight with everyone. Yeah, I love the modders that made it so you could kill kids. That's always the first one they kill. That's always the first one they go for, bro. Skyrim is a trip, though. Silly little game. Oh, I thought those were enemies. They're just some common cattle. I know I interacted with that already. And I've been over there, although it says I haven't completely checked that area. You make her an orphan and she actually shows up in Greta's care in Riften. Yes, I've seen that. I think on one of my playthroughs I did that too. I do like that attention to detail. Not that it's like a very specific attention to detail, but it's still funny. Doesn't really seem to be much else here. I think I've already been up here, but let's triple check it. Yeah, no, I've been here before. Okay. Well, we've got a lot of this area mapped out at least. I think I'm gonna check out this little area here, and then I might stop for the day. And I'll probably resume this stream tomorrow. I was trying to stream the last 2 days, I was having technical difficulties. And I still had some technical difficulties today, but at least it was just with the mic and not with my recording equipment, so... You know, there's that. But yeah. Yeah, I remember this area. Vaguely. Well, there doesn't seem to be much else here. So then, I guess we can classify this place as pretty much checked out. Looks like I didn't really miss much here. Alright. I'm gonna leave myself here. Actually, maybe I'll go to a camp real quick and then leave myself here, because maybe I can upgrade my armor finally? That would be nice. Let's go here. And actually, I can leave myself off at this camp now that I think about it, because I actually have to investigate the right here the right side here a little bit. When I come back. So, nothing new for anyone to say. Yeah, fuck it, we'll break this shit down. I'm going all in on this armor anyway. So, damn, I still need 8 more pieces of that leather, I should say. So next session I should get that up there. That should be no problem. Hello once again to you too, Stable. You joined at the end of the stream this time, unfortunately. Yeah, it's gonna be a shorter stream today. I literally just finished. I was just coming to camp to see what I could level up before next session, but I will be streaming tomorrow. Hopefully a little earlier, but we'll see. I mean, I don't know. And if I do stream earlier, you know, hopefully later on will be the I'll be streaming later than that. But I appreciate you tuning in regardless, man. Seriously. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. It's always appreciated. I can actually level this up one time and still have enough of Admeth's work for this. So actually, I can do that. Let's just level it up one time. Right? And we'll save the rest for the next level. Yeah, okay. So, cool. That didn't get in the way. You can watch the VOD, but still doesn't feel the same. Oh, I fucking feel that. You're popping off, Dante? Okay, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Thank you for the follow and for the conversation today. Much appreciated. But yeah, with that, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to say... Well, you know what? Let me do this. Let me leave the campsite first. And then I'll save, and then I'm going to continue. By next session, I'm going to take to the rest of this map, and I'm going to clear it all out. And then we're going to move on to the next area. So that's what we have planned for tomorrow, just so you guys know. But again, thank you all so much for tuning in, regardless if you're watching the VOD or if you're watching live. Sincerely, it means a lot. VODs are no longer going to be highlighted anymore on this channel because Twitch has cut down the amount of VODs you can have by 100. Now you can only have 100 hours. So if you are interested in watching the VODs from now on, they will be going on to YouTube playlists. My YouTube is the same. It's just Ridlum. I think that's my user avatar, my picture. It's the same avatar. It's the fish-eyed goat head or whatever the fuck. So if you see that, that's me. Subscribe to me on YouTube, and you know, if you want to watch the VODs from now on, that's where all new VODs are going. As far as old VODs, you can still watch them on Twitch until April. I'm going to be saving a few of those VODs. Maybe even then I might not. But there's so many to save. I don't know how much I'm really realistically going to be uploading to YouTube. It's not going to be all the playthroughs because they're not all worth watching realistically. Some of them are just not entertaining. So if I think that one was particularly entertaining or I thought it was particularly engaging, I'll upload it. We'll see. I don't know. I think maybe like, you know, a few of them like my Resident Evil playthroughs, perhaps. We'll see. We'll see. But either way, thank you all so much for watching. Really appreciate you all tuning in no matter how you do it. And